How can I increase my faith? Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. Create in me a pure heart, O God. Open thou my heart to the faith thou hast implanted in all that seek thy face. Help thou mine unbelief in my God, in my neighbor, in myself. All our development, physical, mental, and spiritual, depends upon our faith in God, in our fellow human beings, and in ourselves. How can I increase my faith? Continuing to lose self in the thought of Him who is able to make the tiny seed bring forth the great tree. As self is lost in doing His biddings does the faith grow, for growth is made through the exercising of, the losing of, self in Him. In Him, then, as we see the attributes of the Father in the daily walks of life. Put that thou hast to the test in thine self. Know that, as it is used, it grows. Use that thou hast in hand, has been the command from the beginning and will be unto the end, as to how to increase faith. Faith, the substance of things hoped for, evidences of things unseen. Using that known brings those attunements, those emoluments in every form, that makes for creative forces in themselves which is, must be, the basis of faith. As there is set before thee that thou hast builded and chosen in thine service thine work, so will the harvest be. If there will be kept that faith in Him who gives that necessary understanding for the comprehension of the varied conditions as present themselves as problems in thine daily experience. There will not be those things that are not understood, if there will be the opening of the heart to that consciousness that comes from the closer walk with Him. Keep the way thou knowest, keep the path thou hast trodden, for He is able to deliver thee in every trial, in every way, for unto him that is faithful comes the crown of life. Faith as an attribute that came into being as the Son, in which the faith is magnified as to make those active forces in will, and the growth of the soul. Faith is one of the stepping stones in balancing self to the labors, as each applies self in that as they, as individuals and as a group, set before themselves to work toward. That brought into the consciousness through the activity of the spiritual forces manifesting in and through that of the spiritual force of the individual becomes the essence of faith itself. As the ideal is a growth, as the activities of the physical and mental consciousness through confidence brings that seeking of the mental and material body to awaken to the spiritual activities, so may the growth in faith bring the activating forces of the Spirit that makes alive in the flesh. Faith grows the will to be one with, or going away from, by the exercising of same in another direction. So does the soul, or that as separates an entity from the whole, grow in whatever direction the exercising of the attribute of faith, as gift, as a force, as power. Magnified in the creation of forces in the beginnings. So does it show forth in individuals according to that as the manner or way in which it, the faith, is used as respecting those attributes of individuals as related to the creative force, or God Himself. With faith comes the working forces that make for an activity upon the part of each towards that being manifested in the lives of each who have set their face towards an activity. In the Christ is found that as the advocate with the Father, and the Spirit of the Father glorified in Him that approaches through that manner. Without that as is approached in the spiritual activity of any individual. Each in their respective spheres are but stepping stones to that may awaken in the individual the knowledge of the Son in their lives.